Live stream for the Lions and the Ravens. We are at the half. The Lions and Ravens all tied up 14 apiece. As we look at some stats through the first half, total yardage edge for the Lions, 192 to 146. A huge time of possession advantage, 19 minutes, 48 seconds for the Lions, 10 minutes, 12 seconds for the Lions, or for the Ravens. But that Lions touchdown in the last touchdown they scored took almost 11 minutes. So that's why the high time of possession right there. 5 penalties in the first half, 4 called against Detroit for 32 yards. 1 against Baltimore for 5. Some individual stats in the first half. Jared Goff, 14 of 17 passing the football, 135 yards. Rushing the football, David Montgomery, 7 carries, 31 yards, 1 touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs, 11 carries, 19 yards, and 1 touchdown. Receiving for Detroit, leading receiver in the first half, Jahmyr Gibbs, 4 catches for 29 yards. Amon-Ra St. Brown, also 4 catches for 22 yards. Jameson Williams had 2 catches but 43 yards, receiving yardage leader in the first half. Sam Laporta, 2 catches, 24 yards, a catch each for David Montgomery and Khalif Raymond. For the Ravens, Lamar Jackson in the first half just threw 9 times. He did complete 8 of 9 for 98 yards and 1 passing touchdown. Running the football, Derrick Henry, 8 rushes for 41 yards and a touchdown, and Lamar Jackson, 3 carries for 25 yards. Receiving, 2 catches, 27 yards for Mark Andrews, 2 catches, 13 yards for Rashad Bateman, 1 catch for 34 yards for Devontae Walker, 1 catch, 13 yards for DeAndre Hopkins. Charlie Kolar and Justice Hill, both a reception apiece. For the Ravens, third down conversions in the first half. Lions were 6 for 9. Great job on third down conversions. Ravens were 2 for 4. And neither team turned the ball over in the first half. And all that leads to a 14-14 game as we are just about set to start quarter number 3 in Baltimore. The Ravens will be receiving the football to start the second half. We will see this Ravens offense right back out on the field here to begin half number 2. In a good one. It was expected to be a good one between these two teams, and that's exactly what we have. Jake Bates had a chance to put the Lions up right before the half with a 67-yard field goal attempt. It had the distance, but he missed it to the left. We will see Lamar Jackson and the Ravens offense out here to begin the third quarter as we are just about ready for the third quarter kickoff, in which we get right now. Taken at the 1-yard line across the 10, 15, 20-yard line, 25, and dropped at the 27-yard line. And that's where the Ravens will start their first possession of quarter number 3. "26 yards on the kickoff return for Ali. Ravens first down and 10 at the 27. Jackson looking, throws a short pass. That's to Derrick Henry, and Henry across the 30 up to the 33-yard line. That's a 6-yard pickup on first down. Second down 3. They will place the football at the 34. Just underway, third quarter, opening drive. Here's another handoff. And Henry will get 2 yards. He's going to be a yard shy of the first down. as it'll be 3rd and short. Third and a yard. From the 36. And now we've got movement on the line. Lions may have been in the neutral zone. This may give Baltimore a first down. And it is offsides against Detroit, so the Ravens will get the first down via the penalty. So now a first down at the 41. Following the 5-yard offsides. Jackson fakes the handoff. Jackson throws over the middle, almost picked off. Nearly intercepted there for the Lions. That was Brian Branch with the near interception. Lamar Jackson was trying to get that to the tight end, Charlie Kolar, but it ended up a near interception. 2nd down and 10. Jackson's throw is short. That's the 3rd catch of the night for Mark Andrews as he picks up 4. It'll be 3rd down and 6. Ravens converted their last 3rd down on this drive, well, via the penalty. This time the Ravens need 6 to keep the drive alive. Jackson takes the snap. Jackson throws, first down. Right, or I think so. I think it's the first down. It's right at the stick. Zay Flowers with his first catch of the night for the Ravens. He wasn't even targeted in that first half. It is a Ravens first down. On to Detroit's side of the field at the 48, first down. And here's a handoff to Henry. Henry hit and dropped at the 44-yard line. 4-yard pickup on first down for Derrick Henry brings up 2nd down and 6. Second down, 6 for Baltimore. Football at the 44-yard line of Detroit. Opening drive, 3rd quarter. Game tied at 14. Jackson throws wide open. That's Kolar. Kolar inside the 30 to the 26. That's another first down for the Ravens. 18 more on the pickup from Jackson to Kolar. Ravens moving the ball on this drive. They have moved it to the 26 of the Lions. First down. And now a whistle. A stoppage of play here at the 10:44 mark of the 3rd quarter. It's like it was a substitution issue. So first down, Ravens from the 29-yard line. Jackson throwing toward the sideline, and it's another catch for Mark Andrews. The tight end was his fourth catch of the night, and it's down to the 10-yard line. Gain of 19. First down, Ravens. On the doorstep of taking their first lead of the game. Right at the 10-yard line. So it's first and goal. Toss to Henry. Henry's going to throw this into the end zone and get complete. Tried a little trickery there. It'll be 2nd and 10. It was a toss over to Derrick Henry. And then Derrick Henry looked to throw the ball into the end zone. It was batted away. Didn't see who the intended receiver was. Second and goal at the 10. Jackson takes the snap. Jackson rolling to his right. Jackson is going to be sacked from behind at the 14-yard line. First sack of the night. Al-Qadin Mohammed on the sack for the Lions. Third and goal back at the 14. Ravens have had the ball for 6 minutes plus here to open the third quarter. They have a third and goal here at the 14. Jackson looking to the end zone. Diving catch. Touchdown. Baltimore. Mark Andrews with the reception from 14 yards. And the Ravens take their first lead of the night with the extra point to come. Catch number 5 of the night for Mark Andrews. Gets the Ravens 6 points and the lead. What a great diving catch by Andrews. And a 6-minute plus drive resulting in a touchdown for the Ravens. Extra point coming. Kick is up and the kick is good. And the Ravens take a 7-point lead. 21-14. 8:51 remaining in quarter number 3. Ravens drive, win 11 plays, 73 yards, 6 minutes, 9 seconds. Capped off by a 14-yard touchdown pass from Lamar Jackson to Mark Andrews. And the Ravens have their first lead of the night. Boy, Lamar Jackson, great numbers tonight. 14 of 16 passing the football, 163 yards and 2 touchdowns. Mark Andrews, the receiving touchdown here. Other receiving touchdown to Rashad Bateman. And the Ravens have a 21-14 lead. Trying to go to 2-1 on the season with a trip to Arrowhead next week and a date with the Kansas City Chiefs. That Ravens-Chiefs game coming up this Sunday is the late afternoon game on CBS. as the Lions will go on offense for the first time in the second half coming up after this TV timeout after the Baltimore touchdown. Following this game here, the Lions go back home next week and host the Browns. Then they hit the road to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. And then they have a Sunday night date at Arrowhead in week 6 against the Chiefs. So we're about to see Detroit on offense for the first time in the second half as Baltimore getting ready to kick it off. And here is the kickoff. It's a bouncer, and that's going to be a penalty. It was a squib kick. It did not land in the landing zone, so that's going to be a penalty on the Ravens. So the Lions will get outstanding field position to start this first drive of the second half for them, trailing for the first time in this game. Like the kicker a little unsure of the rule there, it looked like. So the Lions will get this football at the 40. Goff on first down, throws over the middle, incomplete. And 2nd and 10 coming. Intended receiver there was Jamison Williams. Jared Goff on the night, now 14 of 18 for 135 yards. 2nd and 10, Lions at the 40. Goff takes the snap, and it's a handoff on 2nd down. This is Gibbs, and Gibbs tackled down across the 45 to the 47-yard line. Gain of 7 for Jahmyr Gibbs. It'll be 3rd and 3 for Detroit. Lions really need to convert this on 3rd and 3 because the Ravens just went on a 6-minute plus drive. The Lions need to give the defense a little bit of a breather here. They need 3 to keep the drive alive. Football at the 47. Goff takes the snap. Goff looks. Goff still looking. Throws. First down, Detroit into Baltimore territory. Sam Laporta with the reception for 7 yards and a Lions first down. So the Lions keep the drive alive as they move the football into plus territory at the 46. Goff under center this time. Takes the snap and hands off to Jahmyr Gibbs. Gibbs with running room up the middle. He's going to pick up 10 more and another Lions first down. Actually, they're going to mark Gibbs just short by about a half yard. So give him 9 officially. Second down and about a half a yard. Goff takes the snap, and it's another handoff. And this will be a first down for Jahmyr Gibbs as he gets to the 35. And move the chains once again for the Lions as they try to answer that last Ravens touchdown and pull us even again. We're under 6.5 and counting to play in the third. First down, Detroit. Ball at the 35-yard line of the Ravens. Goff. Here's a toss to Montgomery. Montgomery's going to throw it back to Goff, and Goff's going to throw it over the middle, and it's caught. Amon-Ra St. Brown, and the Lions go with a little trickery, and they move it into the red zone. First down, Lions at the 18. So you're seeing a little bit of trickery from both sides here in this third quarter. Goff takes the snap. Goff looking to the end zone. Open receiver. Touchdown, Detroit. Amon-Ra St. Brown with the reception of 18 yards. And the Lions an extra point away from giving us a tie game once again. Boy, Amon-Ra St. Brown beat his defender. And gets free on the right side of the end zone for a touchdown. And we are an extra point away from being tied again. Extra point by Bates. Up, and it is good. And we are tied for the third time tonight at 21 apiece. Lions drive, 7 plays, 60 yards, 3 minutes, 38 seconds. They take advantage of the good field position on the kickoff that did not land in the landing zone. And Jared Goff to Amon-Ra St. Brown, 18-yard touchdown pass. And we are square for the third time, not counting 0-0, with 5:13 to play in the third quarter. This might be one of these games that comes down to whoever has the ball last may win this game. Again, want to update you on my upcoming live stream schedule. We'll be with you, hope to be with you the next 2 nights for 2 Major League Baseball live streams. We'll at least be with you Wednesday night for the Mets and the Cubs, but hope to be with you for tomorrow's game as well. I do still have a full-time job. That's going to depend on my work schedule. Schedule looks a little funky tomorrow, so it just depends on the time on that one, as Major League Baseball is entering its final week of the regular season. And the Mets and Cubs, that is a huge series with National League wildcard implications for the Mets. And then we'll be with you for 2 college football live streams on Saturday. FCS game this week will be Lehigh hosting Penn. Lehigh ranked number 10 in the FCS poll. They are hosting Penn. And the second game Saturday night is either going to be Oregon, Penn State, or Alabama, Georgia. Have not finalized that yet. It's going to be one of those 2 games. I will have an official announcement what that's going to be on my live streams this coming week. And then we'll be with you Sunday night for the Packers-Cowboys, the return of Micah Parsons to Dallas. So a busy live stream schedule on my live stream this coming week. And this one, 21-21, Lions and Ravens, 5:13 remaining in the third quarter at doozy on a Monday night in Baltimore. Jared Goff up to 177 yards passing now. 17 of 21. Here's the kickoff. And that will go out of bounds. That's the last thing you wanted if you're the Lions, as Bates kicks it out of bounds, and the Ravens will get good field position following the error on the kickoff. So both kickers with kickoff errors the last two times, giving the opponents excellent field position. So back comes Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore offense as they start this drive at the 40. Jackson, a screen pass. This is Zay Flowers. Flowers across the 45 up to the 47-yard line. 7-yard pickup on first down for Zay Flowers. Under 5 minutes and counting to play, third quarter. Second down 3. Ball at the 47-yard line. Jackson takes the snap. Jackson fakes the handoff. Jackson in trouble. Jackson's going to be sacked back at the 40-yard line. Al-Qadim Mohammed again in there defensively for the Lions. Third down, Baltimore. Third down for the Ravens. They need 10. Football back at the 40-yard line. That's the third sack of the night for Detroit. Jackson throws incomplete, intended for Flowers. Intended for Rashad Bateman, but the Lions defense forces the Ravens 3 and out as the clock is stopped with 3:47 to play in the third quarter. And the Detroit Lions offense is going to get this football right back. Jordan Stout on to punt. Stout gets the punt away. And Khalif Raymond lets it go over his head. That was a mistake. And the Ravens are going to field this inside the 5-yard line. Khalif Raymond elected not to field that for Detroit, and it cost them. And they're backed up inside their own 5. 3:36 to go in the third. Timeout. 21-21. Lions and Ravens. Two Monday night games coming up next week, Jets and Dolphins, and that an hour later will be the Bengals and the Broncos. That's the game I will be on the live stream with next Monday night, Bengals and Broncos from Denver. Boy, Broncos have had 2 hard luck losses the last 2 weeks. That wild finish in Indianapolis a week ago, and then beaten on a last-second field goal this week by the Chargers. So the Broncos 1-2, but they are realistically 3 plays away from being 3-0. They try to correct things and get back to 500 next week at home against the Bengals, who were just absolutely destroyed in Minneapolis yesterday by the Vikings. And then that other Monday night game next week, the Jets and Dolphins, 2 teams just looking to ride the ship as both teams have gotten off to an 0-3 start. Jets let one get away in Tampa yesterday as Tampa kicked a last-second field goal. Jets trailed that whole game, came all the way back in the fourth quarter to take the lead before the Buccaneers kicked the last-second field goal. Here in this one, 3:36 to play in the third. 21-21 our score, Lions and Ravens. One of the best home field environments in the NFL in Baltimore. The Lions have this football backed up at their own 4 with the mistake by Khalif Raymond to not field that punt. And the Ravens crowd is getting loud now with the Lions backed up. First down at the 4. Goff goes under center this time. Goff, the handoff on first down to Montgomery. Montgomery with running room. Montgomery has a first down up to the 15-yard line. So not only do the Lions get out from the shadow of their end zone, they pick up a first down with Montgomery's 11-yard run. So that gives the Lions some breathing room now. 3 minutes and counting to play in the third quarter. First down, Lions. Goff fakes the handoff this time, and the throw is incomplete. A little out in front of Amon-Ra St. Brown. Tried to dive for it, but couldn't quite reach it, and it's second down. Second and 10 for the Lions at their own 15. Goff takes the snap, and it's a handoff on second down. Montgomery with running room, and there goes David Montgomery, busting through the seam inside the 30, 20, and finally brought down from behind at the 14-yard line of the Ravens. 71 yards for David Montgomery. And the Lions in business. A hole opened up in the middle, and David Montgomery found it, and he was off. Gets all the way down to the Ravens' 14-yard line. 71 yards on the carry for Montgomery. And it goes right back to, this is Gibbs this time, and Gibbs inside the 10 to the 7. So give Gibbs 6 there. It'll be 2nd and 4. And right back in the game comes Montgomery after getting the one-play breather. Montgomery over 100 yards now on the night with 114. Lions inside the 10, second down. Lions have scored a touchdown on all 3 of their previous red zone trips tonight. Goff rolls out to his right. Goff throws complete to Laporta. That's a minimal gain of a couple yards. And it'll bring up third down and 3. As we're about to go under 1 minute here in the third quarter. Jahmyr Gibbs back in as the back on this third down and 4 play. Lions can pick up a first down at the 2-yard line. And the play clock is down to 0, and the Lions are going to take a timeout just before the play clock expired. So that's the Lions' first timeout in the second half. And it comes with 36 seconds to play in quarter number 3. And 3rd down and 4 from the 6-yard line. The big David Montgomery run set the Lions up in position to take the lead back. So following the timeout, Lions have a 3rd down and 4 from the 6. Goff, it's a handoff to Gibbs. Gibbs will not get to the first down marker. He's going to be about a half yard short. And knowing Dan Campbell, he's probably going to go for this. Lions can let the quarter tick out, but they're hurrying up to the line. This might be another attempt just to get Baltimore to jump. And now Jared Goff's going to let the third quarter tick out. We have reached the end of the third quarter. Lions and Ravens tied at 21. The Lions have a 4th and about a half yard. Coming up in a doozy of a Monday nighter in Baltimore. Taking a look at the stats through 3 quarters. Lions now at 344 yards of offense. Ravens at 213. Jared Goff, 18 of 23, throwing the football 179 yards. 1 touchdown. Running the football, David Montgomery, 9 carries, 114 yards, 71 on that carry in the third quarter. And Jahmyr Gibbs has rushed 16 times for 44 yards. Both Montgomery and Gibbs have a rushing touchdown. Receiving leader tonight for the Lions is Amon-Ra St. Brown, 6 catches, 57 yards, and the 1 receiving touchdown. 4 catches, 33 yards for Sam Laporta, 4 catches, 29 yards for Jahmyr Gibbs. 2 receptions for 43 yards for Jamison Williams, a catch each for David Montgomery and Khalif Raymond. Lamar Jackson, 15 of 18, passing the football for 170 yards and 2 touchdowns. Derrick Henry on the rushing side has rushed 10 times for 47 yards and a rushing touchdown. Lamar Jackson, just three rushes for him tonight for 25 yards. Leading receiver for the Ravens, Mark Andrews, 5 catches, 64 yards, and a touchdown. Rashad Bateman, the other receiving touchdown, he's got 2 catches, 13 yards. It's been a clean football game. Neither team has turned the football over. Penalties, Lions have been penalized 6 times for 38 yards. Baltimore 2 times for 5 yards. As the Lions try to make it 4 for 4, scoring a touchdown in the red zone tonight. It is 4th and a half yard as we begin the fourth quarter. The football sitting just shy of the 3-yard line. And of course, in typical Dan Campbell fashion, he is leaving the offense out. Goff on 4th down. A little trickery. It's a touchdown, Detroit, to Jahmyr Gibbs. It was an initial handoff to Montgomery, and then Montgomery pitched it back to Gibbs, And Gibbs takes it 4 yards for the go-ahead score. Back-to-back touchdowns for the Lions since the Ravens took a 21-14 lead. And actually, correction, the initial handoff was to Amon-Ra St. Brown, and then St. Brown threw the pitch back to Gibbs. And it was smooth sailing into the end zone for Jahmyr Gibbs. His second rushing touchdown tonight. Extra point try for Bates is up and good, and the Lions are back in front. 28-21, 5 seconds into this fourth quarter. This touchdown drive set up by that 71-yard touchdown run earlier in the drive by David Montgomery. 28-21 Detroit, 14:55 to go. That scoring drive for the Lions, 7 plays, 96 yards, 3 minutes, 41 seconds. That's the second time tonight the Lions have drove down for a touchdown after starting a drive inside their 5-yard line. That previous one back in the second quarter, or the drive that went from the first into the second quarter, was that a nearly 11-minute drive where they marched down 98 yards. So the Lions, after trailing for the first time earlier, 21-14, have scored 2 consecutive touchdowns to take the lead, 28-21. And the Ravens will have to come from behind yet again. So we will see Lamar Jackson and the Ravens offense have to come from a touchdown deficit again. They have already done that twice tonight and have come back to tie it both those previous times. Lions, for the most part, on defense, they've really done a good job holding down the Baltimore rushing attack. Derrick Henry, yes, he has the rushing touchdown, but he's been held to 47 yards. That's a pretty good accomplishment, holding Derrick Henry under 50 yards or 3 quarters. And Lamar Jackson's only attempted 3 rushes tonight. So the Detroit defense has been very, very good against this Ravens rushing game tonight. So we are just about to get the kickoff. Bates kicks it away. He kicked it out of bounds last time. This time it's fielded. And Ali gets run out of bounds at the 28-yard line. And that's where the Ravens will start this next drive. So back comes Lamar Jackson and the Ravens offense. Can they answer Detroit's touchdown for the 3rd time tonight and tie this game back up? First down, Ravens at the 28. Flowers in motion here. High snap, and Lamar Jackson will keep it, and Jackson tackled from behind at the 31-yard line. Jackson gains 3 on first down. Second and 7. Football at the 31-yard line. Jackson back to the shotgun again. Jackson takes the snap. Jackson rolls right. Jackson throws right side over everybody, incomplete. Zay Flowers, the intended receiver, but that was airmailed to the sideline. It'll be 3rd down and 7. Big 3rd down here. 3rd down, and the Ravens need 7. 4 for 7 on 3rd down conversions tonight are the Ravens. Jackson takes the snap. Jackson throws over the middle. Pass complete. 1st down. Rashad Bateman into Lions territory. On 3rd and 7, the completion goes for 21. Ravens have marched it down to the plus side of the field. Third catch tonight for Rashad Bateman. Here's a toss to Henry. Henry met at the line of scrimmage, able to get a couple yards. There is a flag that comes in. So Derrick Henry, for the moment, has a 2-yard gain, but we'll see what the flag is. Clipping. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty against the Lions. That's a call you don't normally see anymore. Brian Branch, guilty of the personal foul. So that will move the football inside the 35 for the Ravens. I don't remember the last time I saw clipping. Fifth penalty of the night on Detroit. Correction, that's 7th penalty tonight on Detroit, I think. And now we've got movement on the line. This is going to be a false start on Baltimore. That's just the 2nd penalty they've been whistled for tonight. Looked like Kolar, the tight end, tried to get an early jump there. First and 15. Back to the 37. Jackson out of the shotgun once again. Jackson takes the snap. Jackson looking left side, nobody there, incomplete. Looked like some miscommunication there. Looks like some miscommunication between Jackson and DeAndre Hopkins. Be 2nd and 15. Clock is stopped with 12:54 to go. 2nd and 15. Ravens at the Lions 37. Jackson looking. Jackson throws over the middle. Pass complete. 1st down. 20-yard line. And the Ravens in the red zone. Rashad Bateman with his 4th catch of the night. That one goes for 17. First down, football sitting right at the 20. Jackson will keep it himself. Jackson tripped up and tackled at the 18. Gain of only a couple. Be 2nd down and 8. Ravens now inside the 20, looking for the game-tying touchdown and extra point. 11.5 to go. Jackson on second down. Jackson's going to be sacked for the 4th time. Ball pops out, but they had already called Jackson in the grass. They had already whistled the play dead. 3rd down and 14 coming up. So a 3rd and long here for the Ravens. They need to get to the Lions' 10-yard line for a 1st down. Jackson takes the snap. Jackson in trouble again. Jackson is sacked again. Back-to-back sacks on Lamar Jackson. It'll be 4th down. Derek Barnes getting to Jackson this time. What will the Ravens do here? They're going to bring on the field goal team. Tyler Loop, kicker on for the Ravens to replace the irreplaceable Justin Tucker. He's the new kicker. This from 41, and Loop puts it through. So that brings the Ravens within 4 with 9:40 to go. Back-to-back sacks on Lamar Jackson on 2nd and 3rd down forces the Ravens to have to settle for 3. And it's a 4-point game. Drive for the Ravens, 10 plays, 49 yards, 5 minutes, 15 seconds. A Tyler Loop 41-yard field goal makes it a 28-24 game. So we will see Jared Goff and the Lions offense back out on the field, still with the lead. Great job by the Detroit defense stopping Baltimore on this red zone chance. Again, some news from around the NFL. Nick Bosa, the defensive end for the 49ers, he is out for the season with the torn ACL. So that's a big blow for the 49ers on defense. Also, Najee Harris, running back for the Chargers, is going to miss the rest of the season. So that's a big blow for the Chargers on offense. Tore his Achilles. And we could possibly see CeeDee Lamb heading to the IR. Lamb left yesterday's loss to the Bears with an ankle sprain. He's going to be out about 3-4 weeks minimum. So Jerry Jones said they very well may move him to the IR. That's some news from around the NFL. Here at 9:40 to go, the Ravens about to kick off to the Lions. Lions leading by 4 after the Ravens just settled for a field goal on the last drive. Here's the kickoff. Taken at the 5, across the 10, 15, 20-yard line, 25, 30, and up to the 35-yard line, and that's where the Lions will start this next drive. 9.5 minutes to go with a 4-point lead. Still a little bit early to play the clock game yet. So first down, Detroit from the 35. Here's Goff taking the snap, and Goff the handoff. And this will be a gain of close to 5 yards on first down for Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs, 2 rushing touchdowns tonight for Detroit. They do give him 5 on first down to the 40. Second down and 5, football at the 40. Gibbs in the backfield again. Goff fakes to him. Goff throws downfield, knocked away, incomplete. Great defensive play that time. Look, Nate Wiggins knocked that pass away. Isaac Tesla was the intended receiver. That was his first target tonight. But a great defensive play by Wiggins, and it's 3rd and 5. Huge third down here. Here comes the Baltimore crowd. Goff, I don't think they got that play off. The play clock's at 0, and I think the crowd noise had a lot to do with that. Wow. They're saying Detroit called a timeout right when that play clock was hitting 0. So they give Detroit a timeout as Detroit saves themselves from a 5-yard delay of game. The bad news with that for Detroit is now they're down to 1 timeout as they used one earlier in the 3rd quarter. You could bet Jared Goff was having a problem with the crowd noise. Dan Campbell just getting that timeout called from the sideline in time. 3rd and 5 at the 40. Goff takes the snap. Goff with room. That's incomplete. Intended for Raymond, and the Lions go 3 and out. Goff was almost past the line of scrimmage when he threw that ball, too. And the Ravens are going to get it back. Line of scrimmage was the 40-yard line. Yeah, Goff was about the 39.5 when he threw it. So Baltimore forces a punt. Wester fields the punt at the 12, across the 15, 20-yard line, and stopped at the 21. So the Ravens will be 79 yards away from a go-ahead touchdown. And back comes Lamar Jackson and the Ravens offense. Trailing by 4 with 8:31 to play. Lamar Jackson tonight, 17 of 22, 206 yards, 2 touchdowns. Ravens as a team, 252 total yards of offense. Lions at 353. Derrick Henry, 50 yards rushing tonight for the Ravens. And following the timeout, the Ravens will be 79 yards away from a go-ahead touchdown, as they will be starting this drive at the 21. So Detroit held Baltimore to a field goal to keep a 4-point lead, but the Baltimore defense did their job on the last drive, holding Detroit to a 3-and-out. And now the Ravens, with 8.5 minutes left, will have a chance to march down the field and take the lead with a touchdown. Quite the football game tonight between two really, really good teams. Both these teams losing in the divisional round a year ago. Ravens losing to the Bills. Lions as the number 1 seed last year, losing in the division round at home to Washington. So here we go. First down, Ravens at the 21. Jackson, the handoff to Derrick Henry. Henry fumbled the ball, and the Lions pick it up. The ball was poked loose from behind from Henry and recovered by the Lions. A huge turnover. I didn't see who that was that popped the ball loose out of Derrick Henry. But the Lions are set up inside the red zone. That was Aiden Hutchinson that popped the ball out of the hands of Derrick Henry. And it was recovered for the Lions by DJ Reed. Boy, Derrick Henry had the costly fumble back in week 1 against Buffalo, and he coughs it up again here. First down at the 16. Here's a handoff to Montgomery, and Montgomery will get a couple up to the 14-yard line. Second down for Detroit. They are easily in field goal range, but they're thinking touchdown after forcing the game's first turnover. Here's Montgomery again. Montgomery, first down Detroit up to the 5-yard line. There is a flag that comes in. So the Lions have a first down, at least for the moment, but we'll check the flag. It's a face mask on Detroit. So that's going to cost them 15. Christian Mahogany guilty of the face mask. And yeah, he's definitely got the face mask of Urban there on the Ravens. So instead of a first down for Detroit, it's 2nd and 22. So Derrick Henry, he also fumbled last week in their game against the Browns. So he has fumbled in each of the Ravens' first 3 games this year. Second and 22 for Detroit, back at the 28. And here's a handoff to Gibbs, and this is going nowhere, maybe a yard. It'll be third down. If the Ravens can hold the Lions to a field goal here, They will definitely have done their job and kept the Ravens in the ballgame. Third and 21 for Detroit as we're under 7 minutes and counting. They need to get all the way to the 6 for a first down. Goff throwing right side, nobody there, out of bounds, incomplete. And the Lions will have to settle for a field goal try. So the costly face mask penalty cost the Lions a touchdown opportunity here. And they'll bring on Bates for a 44-yard field goal try. Bates from officially 45. And the kick is up, and the kick is good to push the lead back to 7. 31-24 with 6:35 to play. So the Lions get 3 off the turnover, off the Derrick Henry fumble, but it stays a one-possession game. That drive for Detroit, 4 plays, but they went backwards. They lost 11 yards. A minute 51. Jake Bates' 45-yard field goal pushes the lead back to 7. The Ravens defense did their job on that drive. And they're going to get it back. And you know Derrick Henry is going to want to redeem himself. So the Ravens will get the football back down 7, 6:35 to go. So with 6:35 to go, Lions are set to kick this off back to the Ravens. Ali back to receive for the Ravens. And Bates kicks it off. And taken at the 9 by Ali across the 20, 25, 30-yard line and dropped at the 31. So the Ravens will be 69 yards away with 6.5 to go. So Derrick Henry coming off a fumble on the last drive that led to a Lions field goal. He's back in there in the backfield with Jackson. First down at the 31. Jackson. Jackson is sacked for the 6th time. Was that Aiden Hutchinson again? Yes, it was. Aiden Hutchinson's family in the stands. They're loving it. Aiden Hutchinson has been everywhere tonight for the Lions on defense. Loss of 6 on that sack brings up 2nd and 16. Jackson. Throw short, pass complete, and up to the 29-yard line is Justice Hill. Minimal gain of 4 yards there, bringing up 3rd and 12. Under 5.5 minutes and counting. Henry still on the sideline. He was in on the 1st down play, but was not on the 2nd down and now the 3rd down play. Jackson on 3rd and 12. Jackson takes the snap. Jackson will take it himself and get taken down at the 33-yard line. Al-Kanim Mohammed, who has made some good defensive plays tonight as well, got the tackle of Lamar Jackson. It's 4th and 8. Ravens are going to have to punt this football. With Jackson, there was just nothing downfield. Ravens punt it away. They're going to rely on their defense. That punt is not a good one. It's out of bounds. And let's see where they spot this. That was not a good punt at all. They're going to spot this football with the official still walking up the sideline. It's going to be right at the 30. They ended up getting 37 yards out of it on the punt. But that was shanked badly. And the Lions at their own 30 take over up 7. 4:24 remaining. Now the Ravens do have all 3 timeouts left on defense. If they want to use them on defense, I should say. Right at the 30-yard line, 1st down, Detroit. Here's a toss on 1st down to Gibbs. Gibbs is going to be pushed out of bounds. They're going to mark him at the 37, it looks like. So a gain of 7. 2nd down and 3. Second down, 3 for the Lions. 4:16 remaining. Goff, here's another handoff to Gibbs. Gibbs will have 1st down yardage across the 40 to the 41-yard line. A new set of downs for the Lions, as the clock will go under 4 minutes. Lions working on the clock a little bit. Ravens may have to start thinking about using their timeouts on defense. They have all 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. So the Lions are still going to have to get a couple 1st downs yet. Here's another handoff. This is Gibbs again. This time Gibbs has stood up after a gain of a couple. Ravens still not taking a timeout. Second down and 8. We will go under 3 minutes before the Lions snap this ball. Lions approaching 200 yards rushing tonight. 2nd and 8. Here's another handoff. And a gain of about 2 more. Clock continuing to run. Third down and 6. About 5.5. The play clock is 1 second ahead of the game clock to hit the 2-minute warning. Goff, they do snap it. It's a screen pass. And Gibbs is not going to get to the first down marker. He's hit and dropped 2 yards short. And we have hit the 2-minute warning with 1:56 remaining. 31-24 Lions. They have a 4th and 2 from right about midfield. Who knows with Dan Campbell? The right decision would be punt this football away and make the Ravens have to go about 85 yards. But with Dan Campbell, who knows? Again, want to update one more time. I will be back on the live stream at least Wednesday night for a Major League Baseball live stream between the Mets and Cubs. Hope to be with you for tomorrow night's game between the Mets and Cubs. That's going to depend on my work schedule, but we'll be with you Wednesday night for sure. And then back for 2 college football games on Saturday. Penn and Lehigh, the FCS matchup at noon. Lehigh ranked number 10 in the FCS poll. And the second game Saturday night is either going to be Oregon, Penn State, or Alabama, Georgia. Has not been decided which one that's going to be yet. Kind of leaning more towards one, but I will have the official announcement for you probably Wednesday night. But we have some unfinished business in this one. 2 minutes to play. Lions up 31-24. They have a 4th and 2 from the 49-yard line. What will Dan Campbell elect to do? As we are just about set to resume out of the 2-minute warning. Fourth down and 2. Offense is on the field for Detroit. Will this be an attempt just to get Baltimore to jump? Or will they actually snap this football? They do snap it. Goff throws downfield. Catch made inside the 35. Amon-Ra St. Brown. And the Lions a 4th down conversion again. There is a flag, however. It's on Baltimore. Dan Campbell rolling the dice once again. And it pays off on a 4th down conversion. Pass right on the dot to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And now the Ravens will have no choice but to use their timeouts on defense. But one more first down will end this game. Wow. Jared Goff now over 200 yards passing on 20 of 28. First down at the 31. Hand off to Montgomery. Montgomery, first down yardage. Montgomery is in the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit, and that should seal it. David Montgomery, 31-yard touchdown run, and the Lions have a 2-score lead with 1:42 to go. And the crowd starts to head for the exits, as Montgomery may have just sealed this deal with this touchdown. Jared Goff, I think, was telling him to go down. But Montgomery saw end zone ahead of him. Extra point is up and good, and it is 38-24. Lions a 2-touchdown lead with 1:42 to go. And that drive kept alive by that 4th and 2 decision to go for it. And the Lions are 1:42 away from going to 2-1. That drive, 7 plays, 70 yards, 2 minutes, 42 seconds, a 31-yard touchdown run for David Montgomery, his second touchdown run of the night, that probably put this game on ice. Dan Campbell, head coach, known for taking a lot of gambles, and he definitely took one there. But it worked out. Bates kicks it off, and this will be in the end zone and down for a touchback. So the Ravens with 1:42 to go. Down 2 scores. First down, Ravens at the 35. Jackson throwing deep down the field, out of bounds, incomplete. 2nd and 10. Jackson now 18 of 24 for 210 yards. Second and 10. Jackson takes the snap. Jackson rolling. Jackson is sacked for the 7th time. Alex Anzalone this time in on the sack. It's 3rd and 26, as that was a loss of 16 yards. On 3rd and 26, Jackson throws short, pass complete by Justice Hill. And Hill bounces off some tacklers. Justice Hill has a first down and out of bounds. Big gainer, and Hill gets out of bounds with 51 seconds. Well, Dan Campbell not liking that, as the Lions unable to bring down Justice Hill. And Justice Hill ends up with a big gain. Up to the Lions 44. 37 yards on that pass. That pass complete to Rashad Bateman at the 30. And that's another first down for the Ravens. Bateman gets out of bounds with 46 seconds. First down at the 30. Jackson takes the snap. Jackson will run it. And Jackson will get pushed out of bounds. Nope, they're running the clock here. Baltimore's going to have to use a timeout with 35 seconds. First timeout for Baltimore. Official on the far sideline was saying Lamar Jackson's forward progress was stopped before he got out of bounds, so that's why he ran the clock. Second and 7 from the 27. 35 seconds to go. Jackson, high snap. Jackson throws left side, open man. That's Andrews, and Andrews is in for the Baltimore touchdown. It's 38-30 with 29 seconds to go. That's Andrews' second receiving touchdown tonight. And unfortunate for Baltimore that they had to use the one timeout on the previous play. They're going to go for 2 here to try and cut this to 6. Regardless if they make this or not, you will definitely see an onside kick try coming up. Jackson throws and incomplete. There is a flag in the end zone. We'll check out the flag. Holding on Detroit, so Baltimore will get another crack at it. And actually, it's correction. There's also a hold on Baltimore, so they offset, so we'll do another 2-point attempt. .29 seconds remaining. Jackson throws end zone out of bounds. So it's 38-30 with 29 seconds to go, and the Ravens will attempt an onside kick. So, an onside kick in the NFL is close to impossible to recover anymore. But let's see if the Ravens have luck on their side with this one. This will be the 12th onside kick attempt this year in the NFL. Only one has been successful. Derrick Henry having a word on the sideline with Coach Harbaugh. It was his fumble that set up Detroit at the 17-yard line. They only got a field goal out of that drive. But Derrick Henry has now fumbled 3 straight games. That got the high bounce, but Detroit there to recover. And Detroit can run out this clock and go to 2-1. Dan Campbell giving high fives over there on the Lions sideline. A hard-fought victory tonight for the Detroit Lions at one of the hardest places to play in the NFL. Ravens do have 2 timeouts, but it doesn't look like they're going to use them. And this game is over. The Lions come into Baltimore and win it over the Ravens 38-30 to go to 2-1 on the season. That will drop the Ravens to 1-2. And the Ravens have the game at Arrowhead coming up on Sunday. Lions return home to Ford Field and host the Cleveland Browns. 38-30 final score. Lions win it in Baltimore. Lions put up 426 yards of offense tonight. Ravens 318. Jared Goff 20 of 28 passing the football, 202 yards, 1 touchdown. Leading target for Goff tonight was Amon-Ra St. Brown, 7 catches, 77 yards, and 1 touchdown. Lamar Jackson, 21 of 27, 288 yards, 3 touchdowns. His leading target, his tight end, Mark Andrews, 6 catches, 91 yards, 2 touchdowns. And in the running game tonight, David Montgomery, 12 carries, 151 yards, and 2 touchdowns. For the Lions, Jahmyr Gibbs, 22 carries, 67 yards, and 2 touchdowns. For the Ravens, Derrick Henry, 12 carries, 50 yards. Lions defense did a great job on him tonight. 1 touchdown, and he had that costly fumble in the fourth quarter. Lamar Jackson, 7 carries, 35 yards. Just the 1 turnover, that was the Derrick Henry fumble in the fourth quarter. 33 minutes, 18 seconds possession time for the Lions. Baltimore had it for 26 minutes, 42 seconds. Lions penalized 8 times for 68 yards. Ravens 3 times for 10 yards. The Lions win it 38-30 to go to 2-1. Ravens fall to 1-2. Again, thank you for joining me tonight. And my name is John, Sports Bonanza John, my YouTube site. If you like my content on here, would appreciate a like and subscribe. That would really help out a lot. Also on Twitch tonight at Sport Guru John. I will be back with you hopefully tomorrow night for a Major League Baseball stream between the Mets and Cubs. If not tomorrow, I'll for sure be on with you for the Mets-Cubs live stream on Wednesday. And then more football coming up this weekend on the live stream page. Appreciate you joining me, and I will talk to you again here either tomorrow night or Wednesday night. Thanks.